Okay, I'm going to call our meeting to order. I want to welcome everyone to our meeting tonight. And it's so nice to have it light outdoors, isn't it? Late. So that's kind of nice to look out the door and see the sun still shining. So we're going to have a roll call by our city clerk, Marcy Killian.
The record will reflect that all members are present.
Okay, the next thing we're going to... Am I on? Oh, we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance. That's going to be led by... who's going to lead it today? How about our attorney, Daryl Piper?
Please join me in the pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And our invocation this morning is going to be given by Celia Tagdiri, and she's with the Baha'i Faith.
O my God, this thy servant hath advanced towards thee, is passionately wandering in the desert of thy love, walking in the path of thy service, anticipating thy favors, hoping for thy bounty, relying upon thy kingdom, and intoxicated by the wine of thy gift. O my God, increase the fervor of his affection for thee, the constancy of his praise of thee, and the ardor of his love for thee. Verily, thou art the most generous, the Lord of grace abounding. There is no other God but thee, the forgiving, the merciful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In accordance with the Brown Act, I'd like to announce that as a result of convening simultaneous meetings, the members of our Buena Sanitation District will receive compensation of $147.75 for the district meeting pursuant to the Buena Sanitation District Ordinance 2006-1. The next thing is our approval of our agenda by our City Manager, Patrick Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. There are no changes to the agenda. However, I'd like to point out that the public hearing, which is PH1 tonight, the appeal of PC 14311, the Optimist Club Little League Fields, has been canceled and will be renoticed and republished at a future date.
Everybody can turn off their cell phones or put them on vibrate. That would be great. We had a closed session. Our City Attorney, Daryl Piper, will bring us out of our closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. The council met in closed session on item CS1 on today's closed session agenda. There is no report to be made.
Okay, I have some presentations, and so I'm going to come down there and do those. Okay, so I have some presentations here. And first, I want Keith Gardner to come up. These are proclamations, and I'm going to read them because it's important. Okay. Keith, I'm going to give this to you. You have this here. Give this to you, and it says it. So, whereas Keith Gardner was recently recognized as a recipient of the 2014 City of Vista Mayor's Excellence and Service Award. Keith is a facility maintenance worker, 3, primarily assigned to the City of Vista Civic Center, where the daily diagnostics, service repairs, and maintenance services at the Civic Center. Keith is also responsible for the HVAC?
Yeah.
HVAC, okay, the HVAC operations, and works directly with the HVAC and system controls contractors. Keith provides exceptional customer service and technical support to all the customers located at the new Civic Center, exhibiting excellent communication skills. Keith also closely monitors our custodial maintenance contractors' performance. And whereas Keith takes the initiative and is very focused on all aspects of his areas of responsibility, his superior professional work ethic is recognized by staff. Keith has received his training certification in confined space entry and rescue procedures. He's also a certified forklift operator and a qualified electrical worker for the City of Vista. And whereas during the past year, Keith has been instrumental in the completion of a number of major projects, which include spearheading major operational repairs, initiating design modifications, and performing comprehensive maintenance tasks on the sports park pond and irrigation booster pump and filter plant, making pump repairs and design modifications at the Civic Center, completing major roof recoating renovations for the Vista Library, completing the installation of a number of cell booster units at the Civic Center, and reconfiguring the ductwork on the information technology server room. Keith has also assisted in a number of cost-saving measures at the Civic Center. Many services that would normally be provided by outside contractors are performed by Keith at substantial savings. And whereas Keith's skills and can-do attitude has proven to be an invaluable asset to the Facility Maintenance Division of the Public Works Department and the citizens of the City of Vista. So, now therefore, the Mayor and members of the Vista City Council congratulate Keith Gardner for being chosen the 2014 City of Vista Mayor's Excellence in Service Award recipient, and do hereby proclaim Wednesday, March 25th, 2015 as Keith Gardner Day in the City of Vista. Congratulations, Keith.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Okay, and the next person I'd like to call up is, hold on, here is George Solano. Where's George? He's way back there. Okay, George. George was a recipient of the City of Vista Manager of the Year Award. Congratulations, George. Here's your proclamation. Let me read it for you here. Whereas George Solano was recently recognized as the recipient of the City of Vista 2014 Manager of the Year Award. George has been a dedicated employee for 35 years. Wow. You don't look that old. And when you're 15, maybe. And has been an integral part of the Public Works Department. Much of George's career was spent in the wastewater division, where he served as a supervisor for 16 years. During that time, he was instrumental in developing many of the protocols and procedures used in the maintenance of the city's 2 sewer districts. He was also part of a team of individuals that helped develop the city's confined space policy. George was a highly sought-after speaker at annual sewer conferences. Oh, fun. Especially in regards to his safety presentations. Whereas George has had the distinction of serving as a member of the San Diego FEMA Urban Search and Rescue California Task Force 8 for 17 years as a heavy rigging specialist. In September of 2011, George and other members of the Task Force 8 responded to their country's call and served at Ground Zero in New York City. This experience forever changed George's life. And whereas in 2010, George became the Public Works Department's fleet supervisor. Over the course of the next 5 years, he carefully observed fleet activities, discussed operational issues with staff, and queried the customers on their needs. Based on that input, he began making changes both operationally and administratively on how the division delivers its services to customers. During the May 2014 wildfires, emergency repairs were made on one of Vista's fire engines under George's direction. Troubleshooting and repair work were also made on another fire apparatus while it was working on one of the fires in another city. This demonstrates a total commitment and positive attitude of the Fleet Services Division under George's leadership. Today, the division is a highly skilled, customer service-driven operation that consistently delivers a quality work product. George is well-deserving of this great honor as the City of Vista's 2014 Manager of the Year and exemplifies all of the qualities this recognition represents. So now, therefore, the Mayor and members of the Vista City Council congratulate George for being chosen the 2014 City of Vista Manager of the Year and hereby proclaim Thursday, March 26, 2015 as George Solano Day in the City of Vista. Congratulations, George. One more. It's hard to smile that long. Congratulations, George. Okay, and the third one I have, the one more here, and it is Maya Hodge. Hi, Maya. I have this for you. Hold on, I'm going to read about Maya now. We're going to tell you about Maya. Whereas Maya Hodge was recently recognized as the recipient of the City of Vista 2014 Employee of the Year Award. Maya has been in her current position for less than a year. However, she has already made many positive impacts at the McClellan Senior Center. Maya has worked hard to enhance the programming at the McClellan Senior Center by adding new activities and informational sessions on topics of interest to older adults. Maya has also enhanced programming to support the nutrition program in many ways, such as adding a second buffet each month and providing crafts and games for the nutrition program participants. Through these efforts and the support of the kitchen staff, the average number of lunch participates is increased to more than 85 in the final months of 2014. Maya has also worked diligently over the past 6 months to better categorize the activities, classes, and programs in a way that generates more revenue for senior programs, which decreases the city's liability. Whereas the McClellan Senior Center's volunteer coordinator, Maya has done an excellent job of working with our volunteers to effectively deliver services. Volunteers frequently voice their appreciation for Maya's caring nature, work ethic, and enthusiasm. Maya is also a great team player. She's been very active in the city's Employee Recognition and Outreach Committee, called EROC, for the past 2 years. If EROC had an event with food or drink, chances are Maya had a role in preparing it, if either alone or with other EROC members. With the help of her family, she prepared more than 100 hamburgers, hot dogs, and sides for the employee picnic last summer, which those that attended the event might not know, and she never came out of the kitchen to participate in the event. Maya's attributes and selfless dedication to serve others make her a great choice for Employee of the Year. So now, therefore, the mayor and the members of our Vista City Council congratulate Maya Hodge for being chosen the 2014 City of Vista Employee of the Year, and to hereby proclaim Friday, March 27, 2015, as Maya Hodge Day in the City of Vista. Congratulations, Maya. Gideon crawling across the floor there. Okay, Brian Morris. I need Brian Morris to come up. This is not an award. Well, it's not the employee award. So I have a proclamation for Brian. Brian with Alta Vista Gardens. You never see you have shoes on today. Never seen you so dressed up. Here we go. Proclamation. Whereas the first Earth Day in the City of Vista was celebrated 12 years ago in order to foster environmental awareness in our community. Whereas all people, regardless of race, gender, income, or geography, have the right to a healthy, sustainable environment with economic growth. Whereas it is understood that the citizens of the global community must step forward and take action to create a sustainable economy to combat global challenges. And whereas a sustainable economy can be achieved on the individual level through educational efforts, public policy, and consumer activation campaigns, it is necessary to broaden and diversify this global movement to achieve maximum success. And whereas the Healing the Earth, Healing Ourselves Earth Day celebration is an acknowledgement of our environment and its dependence on our careful stewardship. So now, therefore, the City of Vista hereby encourages its residents, businesses, and institutions to use Earth Day to celebrate the Earth and supports efforts to build a sustainable economy. And furthermore, the mayor and members of the Vista City Council do hereby proclaim Saturday, April 11th as Earth Day in the City of Vista. So congratulations on celebrating that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So that is all of our presentations for the night. So thank you. Okay, so moving on to our agenda here. The next thing on our agenda is our consent calendar. The recommendations on our consent calendar will be enacted in one motion unless an item is removed from the calendar. Any member of the public may remove an item by submitting a request to speak card to the city clerk. An item is removed from the consent calendar will be considered immediately following adoption of the calendar. So with that, we will go to our consent calendar, and those are items C1 through C10. So do I have anything pulled by the council? Seeing none, I have no speakers pulling anything either, so I entertain a motion.
I'll move that we accept the consent calendar.
I'll second.
Okay, so please cast your vote. Oh, John Aguilera. Did you?
Yes, I'd like to abstain from C6, please.
Okay. Please cast your votes. That motion passes unanimously. So the next thing on our agenda would have been the public hearing, which was the appeal of the Optimist Club Little League fields, but this public hearing has been canceled and it's going to be rescheduled. So the next thing we'll have on our agenda will be public hearing number 2, which is the Central Vista Business Improvement District public hearing. This is a public hearing to receive public testimony regarding the proposed fiscal year 2015-16 levy of assessments on businesses within the CVBID. First, we're going to hear the staff report, and then the public will have an opportunity to comment. Those wishing to speak should present their speaker slips to the city clerk. And then when I call your name, please come forward to the podium and speak directly into the microphone for no longer than 3 minutes. And right now, I don't see any speakers, so we're going to have a report down here from Kevin Ham and Rachel. Rachel, sorry, I had a moment there.
Good evening, Mayor. As you said, my name is Kevin Ham. I'm Director of Economic Development for the City of Vista, and giving the presentation this evening is Rachel Beld, Management Analyst in the Economic Development Department.
And I'm going to open the public hearing because I forgot to do that, so public hearing is open.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. On February 24th, 2015, the City Council approved the Central Vista Business Improvement District CVBID annual report for fiscal year 2015-16 and adopted a resolution declaring the city's intent to levy assessments for the CVBID. By law, this public hearing has been properly noticed and scheduled for the consideration of the proposed assessments, which represent no fee increases or boundary changes for the upcoming year. Also, at the request of the Council, notices were mailed to all registered businesses within the district. At this public hearing, the City Council will consider all protests against the assessments. If protests from business owners within the district who will pay 50% or more of the proposed assessments are received, then no further proceeding for the levy of assessments will be taken for a period of 1 year. If no majority protest exists, the levy of the proposed assessments may be approved through the attached adoption of resolution of confirmation. The CVBID is a funding mechanism which nets approximately $55,000 to $60,000 per year, and the CVBID Advisory Board oversees these funds. The city historically has contracted with the Vista Village Business Association to implement and manage the programs funded by these assessments. If the City Council approves the resolution, staff will develop an agreement for the use of the revenues and any matching funds for the City Council's consideration in June. This concludes our report. Staff and the CVBID Advisory Board Chair Brad Peterson, as well as VVBA Executive Director Jonathan Quaino, are available should you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Do City Council members have any questions for staff? Councilmember Rigby?
Not a question per se, but just to say thank you for giving the notice through the mail in addition to the newspaper. I appreciate that you did that, and I think it was important for the businesses, so thank you.
Okay, so I don't have any speakers, so what is your pleasure? Anybody? Oh, Councilmember Aguilera?
Okay, so since we do have the VVBA here, I was wondering if I could make a comment about VVBA, or they're here to...
Is this pertaining to VVBA or just as for the
Well, it does
CVBID?
It does with our bid, I guess, just how the money is spent and that. I just have a suggestion, actually. Maybe I can do it after we vote. Is that all right? I'll wait till after we vote. I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept staff's proposal to go ahead and levy the assessment. So that's recommendation 1 and 2.
Okay.
I'll second.
A second, and then we have Councilmember Campbell.
I was actually just going to make a motion to close the public hearing and adopt the
Okay, well-
recommendation. So
Yeah, we forgot to close the public hearing, so that's
Okay.
closed too. All right.
Close it, yeah.
Okay. Councilor Rigby, you don't have anything else to say either?
No, ma'am.
Please cast your votes. The motion passes unanimously. So with that, we're going to go on to oral communications, and I have one speaker, J.C. Wynn.
Hello, Mayor and Council. J.C. Wynn here, a.k.a. Santa for the City of Vista, giving a little status update on the upcoming April the 4th Easter egg hunt at Brangle Terrace Park. The candy's been purchased and the eggs have been stuffed, and all the volunteers are ready to go. There'll be lots of entertainment, lots of fun for all the children of our community at the park that day. And I'd like to say once again, our community has stepped up to provide a long-standing tradition of an egg hunt at Brangle Terrace Park. A lot of special thanks have to go out, especially number one is to the City of Vista for being our biggest help this year. Bill Fortmuller, always got our back on this traditional thing, and I'd just like to say thanks to them. And also special thanks to guys that every year they're first, second, and third in to see who can get me a check to help them, and that's Herb and Jackie Weston over here on Vista Way attorneys, and the fine folks over at Andy Glass over by Emerald Drive in Vista Way. They great glass people. If you ever get a broken window, we should go get it fixed there. And then last but not least, to find folks out there at Prohibition Brewery, and they want to get on board and maybe start some kind of competition next year with the brewers to see who, hey, they're helping out the community. So our signs will be going up on private property, and just for everybody to see, and maybe we can make sure that we recycle these every year. I don't know if you can see, we just put the new date on the time, and new signs aren't going to have a year. It's just going to be just a egg hunt, but we pick them up promptly on Sunday right after the egg hunt. So hopefully we started with 35 when we're down to 29. So hopefully, please don't take my signs because I need them back. And I'd just like to invite anybody who wants to come out. We can flip pancakes, help paint faces, and make Easter egg bags with the kids. The Skateboard Coalition is going to be out demonstrating skateboarding. The Karate Kids from North Melrose are going to be out, karate chopping boards in half and stuff. And then the good guys at the Ballet Folklorico are going to come perform on stage like they have for every year that we've had this thing. So it's the 5th year, and it's getting bigger and better. And just like to thank everybody for helping. Thank you.
Thanks, J.C. Now what we'll do, I have announcements, and then we'll get comments from everybody. But I need to apologize to Brian Morse. I was teasing you, Brian, about your shoes and your dressing up. So I was like, oh, that wasn't, maybe you took it wrong, but I was just kind of teasing you. So okay, so moving on. So my first announcement is congratulations to the Women's Club of Vista. They're celebrating their organization's 99th year on April 8th. The Women's Club has been very involved in supporting our local adoptive Marine unit, the HMLA 369, over the years, and so we appreciate that. The San Diego Humane Society's mobile vet clinic will be at Brangle Terrace Park this Saturday, August 28th. August 28th. That must be the wrong date. This Saturday is not August 28th. It'll be March 28th. I was like, whoa, they wrote the wrong thing in there. Anyways, it'll be at Brangle Terrace Park, March 28th, this Saturday, from 10 a.m. to noon. A local vet will provide affordable vaccinations and microchips for your animals. Vista residents can also stop by to renew or purchase a pet license. And my other thing, the upcoming class for CERT, the Community Emergency Response Teams, volunteers, begins April 15th and runs through June the 3rd. The CERT teams are trained in safe, basic emergency skills, valuable in any major disaster. And so registration information is available online at cityofvista.com. And then one last thing, there was an article Sunday on March 15th in the UT about a federal inmate center, and so I want everybody to know that we're not in support of the federal inmates center, and actually we sent them a letter 6 months ago telling them that, but it was in the paper recently, so I just wanted to make a note of that. So with that, I will move on down the line here, and I'll do Deputy Mayor Aguilera, see if he has any announcements.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to recognize the Vista Sheriff. I had an opportunity to go on a ride-along on Friday along with the mayor, and this is my third time that I've been out with the sheriff. Really impressed with their professionalism, how busy they are. It's amazing. I mean, we were on the go the entire evening, and they do a very professional job. These people are out there like social workers. I mean, it's amazing some of the calls that they do get. It's really unfortunate, but they treat every citizen and every situation in a professional manner and are very courteous. So I just want to recognize them and tell them that I do appreciate what they do. Thank you.
And I would second that. I actually enjoyed riding along, but they're so busy, so I appreciate all of our sheriffs so much. Councilmember Campbell.
No comments this evening.
Councilmember Franklin.
Yeah, I would say I was with the firefighters at 2 different stations, did a ride-along on Friday, and I pay similar compliments to them for their professionalism and service to our community, and they cook a great dinner over at Station 4, and I'm sure they want all the rest of you to come have a meal with them and get to know them better. You know, I'm remiss I didn't make a comment when we're talking about the bid. I don't know. We haven't increased the bid fee in many years, and I feel like we should have an earnest conversation about that, because my concern, and I've expressed this at the VVBA meeting, is that the organization loses purchasing power, and every year more and more funds as a percentage of the budget have to be allocated to administrative overhead, and what we have is diminishment of the program funds that get spent. And so sort of each year that we don't keep pace with inflation, we have a loss of the real ability to do the same things with the same dollars. And so I think that needs to be a part of a future dialogue, and certainly that question would get some business owners involved, and I would hope that it would bring them out to get them involved in the organization as well, and cause some of them to, you know, want to volunteer or be active in the group. And then this is petty, but I'm going to say it anyway. There is some language in the Earth Day proclamation that I think is a little overly political that I probably wouldn't have affixed my signature to. And I would like to make a request that we don't print substantive proclamations that make statements of policy, particularly where we're talking about economic policy and other things, on pre-signed. If we could reserve the pre-signed proclamations for proclamations of goodwill and recognition, and then if there's anything that is substantive or policy in nature, if we could be presented with those items to be signed. And I would like to ask that the record reflect that I had certain reservations about that proclamation. That's in my comments.
Okay. Councilmember Rigby.
Once again, I just would like to say thank you to staff for all the work that you do for us all the time. It's appreciated not just by us, but by our community as well, so thank you. And thank you to everyone being here tonight. And I spent a week in Dallas. I got back. We have a beautiful country. It was a great drive, but I'm so excited to be back in Vista, because this is the best place. So that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Our city manager, Patrick Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. The city will be holding a public meeting on Wednesday, April 15th, for the design of our 2 new skate parks that will be coming forward on North Santa Fe. And so staff will be at those meetings collecting input from the public. So I just want to encourage everybody that has an interest in the skate parks to come out on Wednesday, April 15th, to provide your comments. If you want more information on that, you can go to our website at cityofvista.com and find out more. And also outside of these doors is the exhibit. It's called Eyes of the Child, and it's a view of the photography from 4th and 5th graders from the Vista Academy of Visual and Performing Arts. So it'll be on display here until May 13th, and at our April 14th meeting, the 4th and 5th graders that submitted them will be here to be recognized by the council. So thank you.
City Attorney Darrell Piper.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing to add this evening.
City Clerk, Marcy Killian, Assistant City Clerk Amanda, no? Okay, with that, we are adjourned.